What drives a narcissist to come back to you after making you suffer? Welcome to the interesting world of the narcissist, a person who holds on to old ways of thinking like a leftover from the past, making even rotary phones seem up to date. But wait, fate likes to tell us that seeing what's really important can come late, like a party guest who shows up just as the snacks and music are ending. Imagine a story about a painful breakup that is full of hurtful words that carefully unravel the threads of your worth, leaving you hanging in the air because they don't care. Once shared moments, once bright like a spring garden, are now faded memories. From the intense first love that made you feel like you were in a Shakespearean play to the big, sweet promises that threw you into a maze of anticipation, only to find out it was all part of their plan. Then they waved their hand dismissively, which was just as strange as Mona Lisa's smile. But wait, reader, because this is where the surprise comes in. It's a twist so hard to understand that it's almost like a Rubik's Cube. The narcissist who threw you away like a trick is now thinking about what they did. You read that right. The person who made you feel like you weren't important is now thinking about themselves again. This Reevaluation show isn't just a coincidence. It's a drama that plays out like a Shakespearean tragedy, but the characters aren't kings and queens. They're egotistical people and emotionally aware people. The narcissist may look at the scenery of how others have judged them in the past, and your presence may stand out like a lighthouse in the fog, leading them to the shores of reflection. Do not let your mind wander too far, though, because not every link from the past is given the chance to be looked at again. That's not right, dear empath. It's your unique traits that make you the star of this new play. Now, let me explain so you don't take what I said as a self-righteous lecture. That's not a proud trumpet I'm blowing. It's just a quiet acceptance of a truth that is often lost in the noise of the world. A world full of people who use their anger like a weapon and treat empathy like an insignificant pebble makes caring, kindness, and not hurting others stand out like a light of rareness. It's a star in the vast universe of human action, and you, dear reader, are lucky enough to embellish it. So, stand tall, but don't do it in the haughty shadow of pride. Instead, stand tall in the soft glow of the special. We are different because we want to help each other. Imagine if both people in a relationship were like us and understood and reciprocated how the other person felt. We unfortunately sometimes get involved with bad people. This is what we mean when we say that we are better than others. Not to brag, but because a lot of people in the world seem to have bad traits like selfishness, psychopathy, and not caring about other people's well-being. Most of us are not part of this hatred. We are different because we don't do harmful things or back them. If you think you might be an empath, you might want to work on your empathy. This growth often happens on its own after a discard and the waking that follows. As you get better, your ability to understand and help others will easily improve. That person who is narcissistic might be watching from afar as you deal with the end of the relationship and work on your healing. In their minds, they start to think about their new partner and compare you to them. Over time, they start to see how unique you are and remember the beginning of your friendship. They might start to wonder how they got to be in this situation after thinking about it. Their tendency to see worth only after it's too late is shown by how complicated the process is. They don't really think about themselves, but they do begin to. Because everything is a game to them, they'll see that their chess move wasn't good. They know they did something wrong, but it's not always easy to get back together, especially if we're still healing and have put ourselves apart. From afar, they start to look at you again. It becomes too much to resist checking your social media. They use different accounts to get in touch with you even if you've stopped them. Be careful, because this behavior can turn into an addiction. They keep an eye on you like a friend, wondering about your life and wishing they were back with you. This dream can't come true, especially if you shut the door tight. If the door is just a little open, they might wait to reevaluate you because they think they can come back whenever they want. This is why it's so important to enforce no contact. If you have to talk, keep it unpleasant and avoid positive attention. Saying a few words in the last few days can sometimes help bring closure. Narcissists do reevaluate you. They see you as someone they want, but can't quite hold on to, a figure they make up. You need to be strong and determined to keep them away by setting a clear limit. They want you more because you won't let them in. In their eyes, you become someone they can't replace because you are unique. You become the person they feel bad about losing, someone they think about all the time. It may seem impossible, but people have told stories about Hoover trying to get back in touch years later. It's because our energy is truly unique. Our energy shines strongly because we are empaths and unique people. They keep an idealized version of you in their thoughts because they can't find anything else like it. You become so interesting that they follow you on social media. Think about how I dealt with the narcissist in my life. Recently, as I said in my film, they've tried to get in touch through fake profiles. Because of the effect you've had on them, they want any kind of relationship. Hearing your voice is enough for them. It doesn't matter if it's a fake profile or a private call. The urge drives them and gives them a strange sense of pleasure. Do not forget that it's because you are unique in this world. This makes them think about how they feel about you again. This is very important as you continue to heal and improve yourself after the split, just like I and other people have. You'll get over the hurt and the tie that held you together. Pay attention to yourself and try new things, even if it means going to a different country, like I did. These activities make you feel better about your own worth. They will keep an eye on your life on all of your accounts, including social networks and dating sites. Their selfishness is severely hurt when they see how much you've grown since the time you were with them. It's not just that you're better without them. You're even better when they stay the same and change to fit whoever they're with. They don't have their own personality, so they're good at fitting in with other people. Remember that their increased interest in you or revaluation of you after discarding you is based on how much they really value you. They're busy with their thoughts, which is why they haven't been talking lately. But you need to do something more important. Continue to work on your self-worth and learn more about narcissistic behavior and other topics that are connected. You're putting in your own growth by doing that. I studied narcissism for a long time and tried to understand it. Some sources didn't give me the answers I needed because they made narcissists seem like they couldn't be touched. This made me want to share what I've learned on YouTube. I wanted to help you understand what was going on because I had to deal with a spiritual narcissist who pretended to be religious but was actually very bad. I understood they felt bad about what they did when they kept trying to reconnect with me, even though I didn't know what that word meant at the time. You may be going through the same things, like getting calls late at night. These could be attempts to get in touch with you while they're with their new supply. I think you should block them or even change your number if you can. The best way to deal with narcissistic damage is to cut ties with the person. If you're interested, I made a movie about how to shut narcissists up and hurt them. Remember that you are important to God and to everyone else in the world. The way you feel makes you stand out. This channel is for people who are good at connecting with others and having empathy. We can unknowingly act like narcissists, which makes them want to get rid of us. The fact that we can connect deeply with others makes them feel threatened. When you get to the bottom of a narcissist, you can see that they have low self-esteem hidden behind their arrogance. This isn't meant to make fun of low self-esteem. A lot of people have it. Narcissists act like they're better than others, but afterward, they realize what they lost. The part of discarding is important, even though it hurts. It gives the ego a chance to understand what they did wrong. They only start to like and admire you again after you've been thrown away. It happens even if you break up with them. They might feel free at first, but they'll know what they lost and start to value you again in the end. Don't forget that you are unique. Know and like what makes you unique. Be thankful for all the good things God has given you. Enjoy these good things. I promise that the good things you did with the ego will pay off in ways you won't expect. This is something I've been through. I used to think that the love I gave the psychopath was wasted, but it came back to me in many ways, in ways I didn't expect. Not just personally, but in many other areas of my life as well. I'm careful about who I let into my life now that I've learned from my mistakes, and I urge you not to give up when you feel lonely. We can all feel lonely sometimes, but as you start to heal, you might want to use your energy in helpful ways. Put your sexual energy into things like working out, job, or hobbies. This energy is strong and can bring about good things. The narcissist will be amazed at how much you change while you heal. They didn't expect you to become more important. Try to be impossible to reach. We used to be okay with narcissists, but we need to raise our standards now. Getting comfortable in a relationship, especially if you haven't healed yet, is bad. Remember that healing doesn't happen in a straight line. It has ups and downs. It's not our fault that we remember being abused, even though it hurts. We were not gullible. Narcissists are scared of our real love. They dumped us because they thought they knew us. But they're not ready for our strong comeback. If you don't talk to them after a breakup, something happens. They see you differently now. It takes a few weeks, but we get better and stronger, like a rubber band. We use the bad things that happen to us to make us stronger. We leave them behind and move forward. We're stronger than before. You should feel sad when you miss someone, but when other people compare you to them, you're the best. They will never find someone else like you, no matter how hard they look. What if they find another empath? Is something you might hear. But remember that they didn't really value having a psychic around when we were together. They were stuck in the past and were making up games and drama that didn't need to happen. But time tends to show what's really going on. People usually realize how valuable we are after the relationship is over. Being away makes the heart grow fonder. So, as you work to improve your spiritual, physical, and mental health, they will start to think again. This process might break them, leaving you better and stronger after the breakup. Do not give up on the plan. Keep going forward. Know that being separated from someone is often a sign from God that we need to be freed from their abuse. It's never too late, so don't worry. People have been known to find happiness and real ties much later in life. Don't see this time as lost. See it as a chance to change how you think. We now see things more clearly and understand them better, especially when it comes to narcissists. Don't give them a second chance, even if they want you back. Thanks for seeing it. Please like and subscribe if you want to help the station. Keep an eye out for more. Nasty people will finally leave you alone once you learn this.